Hi everybody! So this is our Sunday night 9 p.m. training for Executives Plus, and I've got loads and loads of notes here, so I'm going to get started straight away as I know people can replay and they'll be logging on throughout, so I'm going to get started pretty much straight away because there's quite a lot to cover. And I hope it's going to stay connected because I'm literally sat in the middle of my bed because it's the only place my iPad would get connection, so I hope it's going to last throughout. If not, we'll just come back on and restart. So what I'm going to talk about to start with is a little bit about getting organised and the importance of using your whiteboard. So I've actually got a whiteboard here. It's a really small one that I use for training, but everyone needs to have a massive whiteboard at home. Even if your team yet isn't massive, we're dreaming like it is going to be a massive team. It will be a massive team, so you need a really big whiteboard at home. So this is why, and this is kind of, I've just done it in a really small, on a really small whiteboard here because it's the one that I use for training and it's the only one that will fit the screen. But I'm just going to hold it up a little bit and I'm going to talk why I have these 4 things on my whiteboard. So first of all, and I'm referring to my notes at the same time because I don't want to miss anything, how do you keep track of your hot prospects? And this is something that I learned really early on, is that I can easily lose people by not keeping on top of my new hot prospects. So I might meet someone that's absolutely amazing and think, wow, they'll be absolutely incredible for our business, and then you just forget their name, or you just lose the business card, or you wrote their name and their details in a diary and then you've gone 6 weeks on and you can't remember, and it's only when you go back later that you realise you've not followed up and you end up losing people. And I learnt this the hard way, and I think it's the worst thing ever when I see people at meetings and they've seen somebody really amazing and then they've forgotten to follow up, and that prospect, that amazing person, walks in with someone else. It's the most gutting thing ever, and I don't want it to happen to anybody. I know it's happened to some people that will be listening in, it's happened to myself, so let's cut that out and let's keep on top of our hot prospects. So this is what I do, and on my whiteboard at the top I have a list of my hot prospects. So these are the people that I've met that I will think will be amazing for the business. They might not have said yes yet, so they're going through different exposures, but these are the people that I want in. So last month I actually had 5 people that I wanted in the business, and I wrote their names down, and I actually signed up 5 out of 5, and 2 of them this month became LOI. But that's only because I kept really on top of these people that I thought would be incredible for the business. Why this works, I do not know. You're obviously keeping on top of them, you're giving them the different exposures, have they been to an event, what do they need to see next. But also I think it's because you're putting it out to the universe that you want these people in your business. You're looking at those names all the time because your whiteboard should be in your workspace, so you're visualising them being part of your organisation. I do believe that is a massive part of why it works. So I've had loads of my hot prospects on a list on a whiteboard for a long time as well, so it's not a case of, you know, having a couple of names on there 1 month and they've joined and then that's it. I actually have quite a few names on a list, and these are people that I've met over the years I think would be incredible, and they are joining the business. Some of the executives in this group now, I think actually I can see a couple of names pop up right now. They're people that I prospected 2.5 years ago that I knew would be incredible for the business, and they are in the business. So these are like people, I know we all have our follow-up lists, but on our follow-up list we have some really key hot prospects that we want to keep on top of, and I strongly recommend you have these on a whiteboard. So what do we have next? Down here you will see I have my new distributors. So I have a list of people that I've signed up, and the reason that we're having these on here is because we need to be working closely with these people. We know all the tools are in the group for people, but sometimes it's just not enough to sign people up, pop them in the group and leave them to it. These people need a little bit of a helping hand, maybe what we call a little bit of spoon feeding in the beginning, confidence to put out their first post. If they've not done their first social media post yet, why not? But if you haven't got their names on a list, your new distributors, how are you going to keep a check of that? I know some people in this group are doing such high numbers, you have to have a list, because it's so easy to just get in the momentum of signing people up and leaving people to it. But we don't know, you know, there's so many things when we sign somebody up that we should be doing. We want to try and get them to try. I don't know even why I said that. I never ever say try. Do not say that you're going to try and get someone to an event. We want to get someone to an event. We want to get someone onto an online presentation. We want to get them some more exposure. So yes, they've signed up, they've had the confidence to sign up, but sometimes that's not enough to get started. We need to get them to events, we need to get them onto online presentations to see more about the business, to build up their confidence. We want to help people to make money straight away. That's what keeps them in the business. So we need to make sure that we're doing all of these things. And if you have your new distributor list, if someone hasn't, you can then go through and maybe look on their Facebook, have they done a first post? If they haven't, why haven't they? What help do they need? You can go back to them and you can be monitoring this, but it's very easy to lose people when we're not being there to give a helping hand. So, don't just sign people up and put them in a group and leave them to it. The tools are there, but we need to give encouragement to new people. Starting your own business, and for a lot of people, this is starting a new venture, a new business, and it is a brave thing to do. And it's not just like, some people have so much confidence, they think, oh, I'll just stick a toothpaste post out on Facebook and see who wants it, and they're full of confidence. A lot of people aren't like that. They need a little bit of reassurance. What if someone asks them a question that they don't know? Do they know how to find the answers? Will you be there to help them if they're not sure on something? So we really need to make sure we're keeping a check on that. We're recruiting so many high numbers. This team signs up an incredible amount, but sometimes our conversion rate into who are active isn't as good. We have an amazing amount of actives, don't get me wrong, but we could do so much better. And I believe that if we just help those first for those first few initial weeks when people get started up, so they've got that confidence, so they know where to find things better, so they know that to come to an event or to listen to an online presentation, I think that would help. So that's why I think it's so key to have your distributors on your whiteboard. So then we have your team. So everybody in here is an executive, so everybody has a team. So you should have your team on your whiteboard. So I like to have all the names, and then I like to have what their pin titles are as well. And also, when I track my new distributors and the volumes that they've done, if someone, say, is 500-600 points, I will go to them and make sure that they know about the business, the fact that they can work towards executive, because they're on that volume already. Maybe they want to be educated more on the business, and then they can start going for their LOI. So normally I transfer their name from here up to here, and I pop LOI by their name. Even if they haven't achieved LOI yet, they have it by their name, because that's what I want them to achieve that month. And again, when people are they've done their LOI, they're working towards Q1, I have Q1 by their name already, so even before they've achieved it. So I'm putting it out there to the universe that this is where I want the people to be in my organisation. And the reason that you're tracking your team is because we want to know who in your lines is keen to grow as well. So you're looking at your organisation, and I track my organisation on a daily basis. So I will go on and I will look also underneath the people on my front line, and underneath those, and underneath those. Who's doing amazing points this month? Whose name have I not seen before that's done amazing points? Quite often I message people in the team that are watching now, and I'll say, who's this person? Where are they from? And get a little bit of information about them, and then I pop people messages and say, well done, I've seen you've done incredible points this month. Also lots of people that are maybe 5, well even 4, 500, 600 points. I will message various people in the team and say, is this person working towards executive? Are they going for their LOI this month? Do you want me to drop them a message? Just to make sure people are aware that this is not just about selling, it is also about a business, and it's about an opportunity, and to make people know that there is support here other than the person that signed them up. So it's really great to be working down with your lines as well, but if we're not tracking our team and our organisations, we won't know about these people. So I like to introduce myself to 3 new people every day, sometimes more in the organisation, depends who's doing what points, and you know, I think it's just great so people are aware that yes, they can go above their initial upline for help and support. There are other people there, and most of your money comes from your 4th, 5th and 6th level as well. So it's not just about working with the person that you first introduced into the business. Yes, when you first hit executive, you might have an organisation that looks like that, but as it's building, you want to be connecting down beneath those levels as well. See who's doing well, who can introduce yourself to, who needs a little bit of extra help and support. Is everyone aware that we can go to an event, that we have online presentations and things like that? It's just making sure that people have these tools and we can be the ones to help them with that. Also, I think it's a great thing as well to be monitoring your volumes. So what volume did you do last month? What are you aiming for this month? I actually track my organisation so much. I know what volume I've done every single day, so I know pretty much what this business pays me daily because I track it so much and so carefully. And it's just a habit that I started last year, tracking my organisation in really fine detail, because I don't want anybody that's close to LOI not knowing that they're close to LOI and that this is a business. So I started off tracking it for that reason, because a lot of you know that I was in 2 network marketing companies before. I was selling a lot of products for both companies, and neither of my uplines told me that I could actually build a team. I didn't even know it was network marketing at the time. I just thought I was part of like a clothes and a jewellery company, and I was doing loads of sales to make some extra money. So I always think that I would hate to have people slip through the net doing really good sales but being like what I was and thinking that's all it was. And so I want people to know that this is a business as well, and that they don't just have to sell. If they want to stay selling and just make some extra money, that's great, but I want them to understand the bigger picture about the opportunity and how amazing it is and how it's changed my life and so many other people's lives. And so that's why I started tracking my organisation so closely. But off the back of that, I started tracking my volume, so I know where my income comes from, I know what lines provide what volume and things like that. And I think it's a really, really great way for you to start understanding your numbers and understanding your organisation, your strengths and your lines. So what line is strong, which one's weaker, why is it weaker, what help and support can we give to that line, and different things like that. And for some people this will be a little bit too much because your organisation won't have grown that level yet. You might not be down, you know, past your 1st and 2nd levels, but this is a great thing and great habits to be getting into for the future, and for those of you that have got those larger organisations on here. So also the last thing I have on here is my goals. So you can see I would have something like, it is August the 31st 2016 and I am a carpenter. I am. Most important 2 words ever, I am. It wouldn't ever say I will be or I want to be. It's always I am. Putting it out there in the future tense, I am a pin title. But not just about the pin title, also I am receiving and the amount of money that I want to receive as well. So for me, and lots of you, I've been very, very open about this, lots of you know that for me, I didn't want to be a pin title unless 6 months afterwards I was going to be on the money that went with that pin title. So for me this has been about volume, in a massive way. And I will always say to people, if you're missing money because you've got volume on your levels and you're not at a pin title yet, great, push for your pin title. But if you aren't, because your organisation isn't there yet, so you're not losing any money by not being at a pin title, go for volume, go for driving your lines, so when you do hit that pin title, you're on that, at least that average income that the pin title provides, if not more. And I 100% vouch by that so much. It's the money that changes our lives, the volumes, helping other people to make money rather than a pin title. So yes, it's great to have your pin title goal, but also have your volume goal, because it is that volume at the end of the day that is going to change your life. So that is just, I'm just going to show it once more. They're the 4 things that I have on my whiteboard. So team, hot prospects, my goals, and then my new distributors. And then I'm just going to wipe this off quickly because I've got something else to show you. So just bear with me 1 second. Right. The other thing that I just want to draw out is to do with recruitment. So if you just bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to quickly draw it out. So this is something that I was taught about 1.5 years ago. It was actually Nicholas Osterberg that taught me this, and it just really stuck with me. I'm spelling things wrong. And when I've shown it before, it's always been useful, so I hope it will be tonight. So these are 4 phases of our business. I'm sorry, my writing is so bad. I hope you can all see that. So up here, 80% of our time should be in recruitment mode. So by recruitment mode, that is prospecting people, following up with people, sorting out your new sign-ups, helping them get started, and driving your lines. 80% of your time needs to be there. 20% of your time, management mode. You know, all the things that we do with the team, sending links, you know, it's very easy to fall into answering messages and helping. Yes, we do need to help, but we need to keep this balance. I see so many people in our business where this flips over and we do 20% recruitment mode and 80% management mode, and people's businesses honestly just do this. If you want a business that does this and goes up, 80% recruitment mode. So even if you only have 1 hour a day, you know, 80% of it is here. So the other part, so these, as I said, these are the 4 phases of our business, and we need to be spending our time up here. But we might have some people that slip into blaming phase. So by blaming phase, I mean the people that blame their uplines that this isn't working. They might blame their downlines not working hard enough. They might blame UPS because UPS haven't delivered their box when they said they were going to. Maybe New Skin might have sent them a wrong product by mistake, or you know, 1,000,001 different things people can blame. And I know that Christian always talks about this, and I think Hazel speaks about it as well. So I just want to talk about when you're, if anyone's here that goes into blaming phase, when you're blaming and you're pointing the finger, you're pointing 1 finger at the other person, but you're pointing 3 fingers back at you. So always think about that before you start blaming people. It's nobody else's fault if this business is not going the way that you want it to. You are in charge of your business. You have to take responsibility for it. It's not your upline's job to do it. It's not your downline's job to hit targets so you hit your targets. You need to get out there and you need to do more if anything's going wrong. And I strongly believe that people that fall into blaming phase is because they're not working on their mindset enough. So if you feel like you are here And this isn't aimed at anybody, but just in general, if you feel like you are here, you need to go and work on your mindset a little bit more, because guess what, if you don't snap out of blaming phase, you will phase out. And I don't want to see anyone phase out of an amazing opportunity, because this is life changing and we don't want anyone to be here. So if you're here, and I think we are all guilty sometimes, especially when we first start, of occasionally we might have felt like we're down here, but we need to snap out of it so fast so we don't go here, and we need to come back up here. And if you are one of the ones that feels like you're 80% management mode, 20% recruitment mode, you need to switch that right over. Tomorrow is Monday morning and I want to see everybody 80% recruitment. So just one other quick thing, I'm not sure how long I've been talking for, but so I just want to ask people, this isn't something that you need to write in the comments or anything, but you need to think honestly, hand on heart to yourself right now. Are you speaking to at least 3 brand new people a day about this business? I know that there's people on this call that are speaking to 50 new people a day. That is great. But I know there's people on here that aren't, and I know there's people on here that are being inconsistent. So firstly, are you speaking to 3 new people, 3 brand new people a day about the business? Okay, you've got a hand on heart, be honest with yourself. I've done this at a few events recently where we've had a couple of people put their hand up, maybe in a room of 40 people that are doing it and the rest aren't. So I know that there is room for improvement here, and I just want to give you a little example of what your business looks like if you're not consistent. So the people that are speaking to at least 3 new people a day, their businesses are going like this. So they're constantly making improvement. And in the core habits, 15 minimum presentations a month is based actually off the numbers of speaking to 3 new people a day. And we know that that core habit is the bare minimum if you're doing 15 presentations a month. So 3 new people a day, numbers wise, gives you 15 presentations a month. Statistically, that's not something I've worked out, that's just something that I've learned over time. However, and I always do this, what about, so say we monitor our numbers. So I don't know, if people are working Saturdays and Sundays, if you want to go quick, then you work Saturdays and Sundays. If you want to go a bit slower, you don't. But we're talking about 3 new people a day, Monday to Friday. So Monday, you might have been like, I've had such a rubbish day at work. I've spoken to one person, but I can't be bothered to do anymore. So I've had such a bad day, I'm just going to have a glass of wine and go to bed. Tuesday, oh, I've had an okay day, I've done 3. Wednesday, oh, well, the kids were being really naughty, I've only spoken to 1. Then Thursday, maybe your husband or partner or whoever was moaning that you were on your phone when you got in from work, so you didn't do any. And then Friday, you did 1, but it's Friday, you want to let your hair down, so we won't bother doing any more. Look at the numbers, 4, 5, you'd have 6 new people that you've spoken to, and somebody that does it every day has got their 15. So a person, see what the difference in numbers are. It's huge. And you know what, I know that there's people doing this and they think it's okay because they've done 1, that's okay, but because they did 3 that day, it's alright, because they did 1 where they fulfilled what they should have been doing. So it's okay if you have a day off the next day. It's not. All you're doing to your business, so you're being inconsistent, your business is just going like this, up and down, being inconsistent. So one day it might be good, the next day it's bad, then you've got loads of sign-ups, then you haven't, then your volumes are good, then they're not. That's all you're doing, is having a business that's constantly up and down. Your business will always be up and down like that if you're going to be inconsistent like this with your numbers. So 3 new people every day, absolute bare minimum. Your business will go like this, and I promise you that you will get to all your goals that you want to achieve. If you want to be the inconsistent person, this is what you're going to get, but that's all you're going to get ever. And I know that from experience because, as lots of you know, on my first year in the business, I was this person. And then as soon as I surrendered to the system, did what I was told I was meant to do, spoke to at least 3 new people a day, this is what my business did. And I still do this every single day. It's a habit that is literally like in me now to recruit. And the only time I didn't do this is those few weeks that I had off when I had Jensen. And if I hadn't have carried on being like that, I wouldn't have everything that I have now. So it is all about being consistent with your recruitment. It's the absolute key to this business. And that is everything that I wanted to cover. I hope it's been useful. And I've spoken for just under half an hour. So I hope it's been useful, guys, and let's have an absolutely amazing week. Let's be 80% recruitment mode. Be consistent, and I promise that everybody can hit their goals. So have an awesome week, everybody, and if I can be of any help to anybody, just drop me a message and I'm always happy to help. Speak to you all soon. Bye.